Gets Rich Endurance Sports Podcast. Today is Monday, January the 24th, and this is episode number 1 of season number 4. Is that right, Dan?
No, remember we said we were.
Oh, it's my show. It's my opening monologue. Dan, you just sit there and be quiet. Also known as episode number 101 for those of you keeping track at home. Please follow us on the social medias at Dan Gets Rich on the Instagram and the Facebook. And please hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you consume your podcast. My name is Richard Parks, and I'm joined by the man we all love, Daniel King Dan Cole. How are you, Dan?
Good, Rich. I'm glad to be back on. You know, we got to 100 episodes, and I said we may never make it to 101 with everything that's gone on in the past 5 weeks. I know there's been a lot going on, but it's so good to see your face, man. I haven't seen you in what feels, the last time I saw you was down in Daytona.
It was in Daytona, and it's been a long, long time, and I'm glad we're back together again. I know that you had a lot going on. I was sick. You were sick. We were all sick, and then schedules are tough to get together sometimes. So glad to be back.
Yeah, Sonny, damn jobs getting in the way. And I do want to comment on your backdrop there. I missed the lava lamp. It looks like you're outside on a patio right now.
I told you this. We had a hallway, and I built my office or our office into the hallway. So I'm actually in the hall. I don't know how it's going to sound. It might be real echoey, but I'm actually in the hallway. I'm out of the hostage negotiation room that I was in, and that is now getting that's now getting turned into a pain cave. So the trainer's in there. Janine's getting it set up. There's going to be a lot of misery, heartache, a lot of hard work is going to go on in that room. I'm not going to do any of it, but she's going to do a lot of it.
Nice. You know what you need to do, because as we alluded to on the last podcast, whether we were supposed to or not, she is committed to Ironman in 2022. So good on her for doing that. What you need to do is soundproof that room so you don't have to listen to all the expletives that are going to be flying out of that area.
Her in there. Shit, piss, fart, 5 fuck, drive a truck. So yeah. So maybe that's a very, very good tip. I'll soundproof that for us so that I don't have to hear the misery coming out of there. Hey, Dan, speaking of that, I kind of, I let the cat out of the bag with the Ironman, Chattanooga 2022 for Janine. Do you ever get a speech from your significant other about what she'll say something? She goes, that's not podcast material. Do you get one of those? Do you ever get one of those? No, don't. You can't talk about that.
All the time.
All the time.
She's like, and it's funny because I'll just say it in conversation. She's like, well, you can't talk about that.
You can't say that on the podcast. I have like a list of things, and she's like, and I'm like, I would never say that. And she goes, bullshit. Yes, you would. You would definitely say that.
Yes, there are certain things that, and yes, if you don't want it brought up, you have to tell me prior to whatever you're telling me. You have to supersede that with you. This cannot go on the podcast. Otherwise, it's fair game in my book.
I'm with you, and I'm just trying to keep peace at home, as I know you are also. So sometimes it's tough. You have good information from a good source, but you can't put it out there on the air. So
we try not to, but every once in a while we let it fly. We let it fly, Rich, and then you know what happens.
Oh yeah.
When they immediately, when they listen to the podcast or when someone tells you about, this is what I get more so than anything else. Like Sky doesn't always listen to the podcast right when we're doing it, right? So she'll go back and while she's working out, she'll listen to it. So it could be like a week or two after the fact. But inevitably, someone's going to text her or email her and say, guess what they talked about on the podcast? And then I get crap for that.
Yeah, 100%. It's not Janine hearing it. It's somebody else listening to it and saying, oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know this about this. And I'm like, she comes to me immediately because Janine's not listening. She's not listening. I do think she listens, but she's not listening right away. But anyway, so it's a, hey man, it's a tough fine line you got to walk here. We're just, pivoting and walking perilously in this this world we live in and on the podcast universe.
I love it though, and I love doing it with you, Rich. I know we've been trying to put this together for quite some time. I love that you're wearing the 3/4 zip, and as you kind of alluded to really quickly, that we had Daytona, we did episode 100. Things were going great. We said we were going to take a break leading up to the holidays. The holidays hit. Those were a big blur. Holy crap. The holidays flew by. All of a sudden, we're almost in January. And so my January started off as a big pile of shit. And I cannot wait for January to be over. I don't know about you, but my January 2022 has been pretty awful.
Well, the same. I just, when I was even saying it right now, it was like it's January 24th. And it seems like I can't tell if January's been 3 months long or 3 days long. It seems like it's this weird blur of, I don't know if it's, I don't know what we're doing here, but all of a sudden January's about over. So I don't think either one of us is going to be upset about that.
It is. I'm ready to drop kick January right out the door because I feel like I missed the entire month because it's been a blur. And as you talked about it, I came down. I tried to be as as careful as I can. But obviously, when you're working in a different environment and people have different philosophies on what they're doing, I ended up I got COVID. And it's not good. I didn't enjoy COVID at all. So for people that said, oh, it's not that bad, it sucked, man. I'm still like, my lungs, like even when I still go out and run, I'm about 3 weeks after the fact right now. I ran the other day at like an 8:30 pace and my lungs were on fire. And I'm like, man, I'm like starting over from scratch. This sucks.
The scary thing with that is you don't know. And I don't, you don't know when or if that's going to go away. I assume that's going to subside at some point or lessen at some point, but you don't know when that's going to totally go away. And as an athlete, that's worrisome. That's worrisome. Anytime you've got an injury, you don't know how it's going to evolve. That's worrisome, and that starts getting in the back of your mind. Am I always going to breathe like this? Is my knee always going to hurt like this? Is my ankle always going to hurt like this? Am I always going to have this twinge? And I'm here to tell you, as you get older, you're always going to hurt like that.
Yeah, yes, I always hurt, and so I sympathize for the people that are going through that. Hopefully, it seems like this go around of COVID doesn't seem to be is affecting as many people as far as putting them in the hospital, but it's still not something that you want. Battled it for a couple of weeks. Like I said, hopefully I can get out there. I look forward to the time when I can go out and run 3 miles without having to stop and walk because it's miserable.
So how many days are you over, do you think now? I mean, pretty much.
I'm pretty much, I want to say I'm like in the end of the third week right now. Mm-hmm. And, as far as overall, like energy level wise, I have energy, but it's just when I elevate the heart rate, it's when you definitely notice it. So, hopefully I feel better. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Hope we all feel better. I was sick. I tested negative for the COVID, but I had all the signs of it. I just tested negative twice. So, whatever. So I hope that everybody feels better. I know it's going around. A lot of people are getting it. A lot. Almost everybody I know either has had it or has it right now. So just be careful and protect yourself. Do whatever you can. Hey, one thing I don't want to overgloss how big the last episode was. We had Bill Christie on. We're in the 500 club of the Daytona International Speedway, sitting right over the race. And it was just such an enjoyable event and so gracious of Bill Christie to give us that kind of time, like we said during the episode, during the race, when things are going on where he should be a stress monster. And he was absolutely the opposite of that. And just thankful for him to come on the show. And we just had a really good time down there.
He is always a lot of fun, and man, he can talk, but he tells great stories. He's really well engaged, very well spoken, and I just love the enthusiasm that he brings to the sport. I think you and I talk about it every time we get off with him, and we're like, we need more people like him in the sport, energizing and infusing new ideas into the sport. Rach McBride came up. She was gracious enough after racing to come up and spend some time with us. How much fun is she, man? She is hilarious. I really enjoyed having her on, and she's probably one of the most well-known women triathletes that are out there, and she's just a lot of fun. And then of course Sky came on for a little while, but yeah, it was crazy. There are all those the races going on while all of those people are sitting in the 500 club, entertaining us,
just chilling out with us goofballs. Yeah, she was Rachel McBride. She was I wouldn't want to mess with her on any level.
Ripped. She is ripped. I want her abs. Can I have her abs?
Yes, you can. If you had her abs. Jesus. I don't even know where we're going with this. This is ridiculous. You with Rachel McBride's abs. No, but she's just ripped. She's a force to be reckoned with. I mean, you could feel the energy in the room. She's just a badass bitch, I think. I don't think she'd mind me calling her that. I think she would welcome that.
I don't know. She may. Who knows? I don't know.
If she did, I would scurry in the corner and apologize. I would tell her I'm so sorry because she would take me down. She's bad. For sure. A lot of those people are going to kick our butts. But did you see, speaking of Bill Christie, I just saw that obviously we talked about the Watkins Glen race that's coming up in 2022. And did you see the promo that they did for the Watkins Glen Trophy that they are going to have? Because it is now, as we always say, every race is going to be a championship. The Watkins Glen for Clash is now going to be the quote unquote Tri-Club Championship. And the size of that trophy looks like it's about the size of the Stanley Cup. The thing is enormous. So that's the Tri-Club Championship trophy is Stanley Cup size.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what would be awesome if they did it Stanley Cup style, where every year of the person that won, it gets engraved into the trophy, and the trophy just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Hey, if you could take the trophy back to your home, and then everybody drinks champagne out of it to your home club, and then it'd be a good time. Where is Watkins Glen? I'm not familiar.
Upstate New York.
Okay. I mean, you say that like we should all. I'm from the South. I'm a dumb.
Well, I know. Yes, it's in New York.
We need to establish
not New York City. Way.
Dan is a Yankee.
Yes. And so, yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. That is a race that I'd be excited to do. I mean, I haven't seen the course on there. I think that'd be fun to do. My issue is I only want to do so many races a year where I got to ship my bike and travel. Like, it's a big undertaking and ordeal to do that kind of stuff.
So we were just talking about this 5 minutes before we came on the air. There is a new Augusta 70.3.
Yes.
There's Augusta, Maine 70.3. And so right before we were coming on the air, Janine was standing right over my shoulder. She's like, I would really, really like to go do that, but we would have to drive. I go, that's Maine. That's ridiculous. We're not driving to Maine. She goes, well, I'm not shipping my bike. I'm not shipping all that stuff on the airplane. I'm not doing that. And so I was like, I mean, I get it. So that's a predicament you're in. I mean, with traveling that far to go to a race.
It is. I mean, and Augusta, Maine is north of where my parents, I mean, that is all of a 25-hour drive to get up there.
I was going to ask you how far.
From where we are. Yeah. It's, well, obviously, depending upon how fast you drive a little bit faster. You drive in the 90 range, it's going to take you about 21 hours to get there. But yeah, I would say you're in for 25 hours of driving up to Augusta. Now, if you did it with a van, both ways. And you know what sucks? It's exciting to go up there. it sucks to come home. The race is over. Everything's
Yeah.
done. Now I got to sit in the car for 25 hours. Yeah.
That's how all vacations are. The trip leaving Las Vegas is terrible. The plane ride from Vegas is the worst thing on the planet, right? Everybody's sitting there disappointed. Everybody's lost all their money. Everybody's hungover. Everybody's depleted everything they could do. And, the plane ride there is just euphoric. Woo, we're going to Vegas. Same thing.
For sure. I mean, you know what the worst was last year, leaving Coeur d'Alene. Like, A, I got to see my sister. That was exciting. Then I had to leave her. B, I had to fly back from Coeur d'Alene. C, I had to fly back as a DNFer of the race, which really sucks because not only have you spent all the money to go do the race, and you don't even you have nothing to show for it.
This scarlet letter. They might as well just brand you. Get on the airplane with your bike. How was the race? Don't ask me. Oh, you're branded. You got the scarlet letter, the DNF on your forehead.
You got the DNF on your wrist or forehead.
Oh, yeah. That would be awesome.
Yes, the Ironman Maine up in Augusta, very beautiful area up there. I mean, they're doing it. I think it's July of 2022, so it's going to be a great time. The weather's going to be probably, you're talking, 70s, 80s during that time. Not a lot of humidity unless you get one of those heat waves that came across through this past year that even they got hit with a little bit. But on average, I mean, legitimately, I mean, that weather's going to be great. I did notice it says rolling hills on the bike. Listen, that's going to be a hilly freaking bike course. I don't care what they say. And it says flat run course. It may be pretty flat on the run, but that bike is going to be hilly.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I read the same thing. It said rolling hills. I was like, I don't know. I don't know much about Maine, but it seems like Maine's more than rolling hills.
Yes. I mean, it's Augusta's a major city in Maine, so it's not going to be in the heart of the mountains there, but there's going to be elevation there. Don't let it fool you by saying, oh, I'm going to go ride a great flat course up in Maine. That's not going to happen.
I just feel like it's an oxymoron saying it's a major city in Maine. I mean, come on. Who are we kidding here? It's Maine.
Oh man!
And it is it is July 31st, 2022. If you'd like to, is it sold out? I would think that's a race that would.
No, so you are still in priority registration right now. It just opened today. So if you are part of a tri club, hint, you get to sign up early before it opens to general public. So you get about 48 hours prior to the public opening, and then you get to sign up, and then it opens up to the public after that.
So
I think
just
on Wednesday or Thursday.
It's just open for priority today.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I did not realize that. Oh, we're breaking news. If you want in, get in.
Get in. So are we saying that Janine's already signed up and you are already committed to driving up to Maine?
I don't know. It could be. It really could be. I have no idea. We could be driving to Maine. I could be driving a van to Maine. I don't even know. Plans get made without me, believe me.
They're like, oh, Rich, by the way, this is what you're doing in July. So take some time off
July,
from work.
You're driving for 25 hours. It'll be good. Then you're going to turn around, drive 25 back. It'll be good. You'll love it. And me and Misha are going to go to a nice tapas bar, and you're going to pick us up and drive us.
And then you can drop us off at the airport, and we're going to fly home, and I'll meet you back home whenever you get there with the van, right?
Good luck. I don't have the green van anymore. It's really disappointing. The green van got
Wait a minute. The green van is gone?
Yeah,
we have not done this show in so long that you no longer have the green van.
No, I think we talked about in this episode. I got hit at my pickleball facility where we were having a pickleball place and it failed. We had a business that never started, but it failed. And it got backed into on the grand opening night. So we had like this grand opening party. Some dude backed into it and they totaled my car. So they totaled my green van.
So backing up, he totaled your van. Did he immediately hit the gas full throttle and just ram into your car?
He backed into my van. He was hammered. We supplied him all the beer and wine that he wanted to to get into, and then he backed into my van, and his insurance company totaled out my van. Wow. In the parking lot, he backed into my van, and it totaled out.
Wow, unbelievable.
So I'm very sad. The green van's gone. The creeper van is gone. Nobody can make fun of my creeper van anymore. Very sad.
Let's be honest. You are going to have another creeper van.
Very shortly. Very, very soon.
I mean, I know you've been pricing those things out ever since the green van got totaled.
You can't put a dollar value on a creeper van. Really, you can't. So a new van will be in the it's in the future, definitely, but not right now. I'm driving a Tundra, roughing it.
Tundras are nice. Yeah, it sounds like you're really roughing it.
Yeah, except I think the Tundra gets less mileage than the creeper van. I think it's like 11 miles to a gallon or something. 12. It's terrible.
Yeah, the Tundra is not eco-friendly.
No. There's nothing eco-friendly about the Tundra. So anyway, there's where we are. I don't know how we got here talking about my creeper van. Oh yeah, I could drive my creeper van to Maine, but I wouldn't have done that anyway. I would have rented a car. You don't want to.
You would have rented a car. Maine. You know what you would have done.
A van.
We would have talked about it. We would have talked about it on this podcast. Inevitably, it would be you driving 12 bicycles up to Maine is how that's truly going to play out.
I think we tried that at one point in time. We were thinking about that with Arizona, and I don't know why that didn't pan out. We were going to Janine went out to Arizona, and I don't know how it didn't pan out.
I heard. Remember, we talked about that. I think you were flying out to Arizona and driving. Driving and everybody's bikes back.
And first, I think we were going to Coeur d'Alene after that. Was Coeur d'Alene right after that? And then we were going to do a pit stop to Coeur d'Alene or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It was an aggressive itinerary. I remember that you had.
Aggressive is a great way to put it. So that didn't happen. Sometimes the best laid plans of mice and men. Is that a novel?
Yeah,
okay,
it is.
Whatever. So
anyway, Rich, I know you're a big dog person, so I got a dog story for you. So January 2nd, right? So I'm excited. It's new year. It's going to be new me, ready to go. Sky and I are walking down her neighborhood block to go to a reveal party. And these two people are walking. Is
there anything worse than a reveal party? Oh, my God. Jeez.
Wow.
We're gonna hit a balloon.
We were supporting the birds. Come on.
Okay, fair enough. The birds, I'm sure. What was it? A blue or pink? Do you even remember?
It was blue.
Okay. How did they do it?
Well, here's my issue, Rich. You haven't let me finish the story yet. I actually did not make it to the reveal party. So I'm walking down there. I come to an intersection. That's a T. And there's these two people walking this dog, half golden, half something, on a leash. He's jumping around pretty playfully, like, he wants to come sniff my leg or whatever. And so Sky kind of beelines into the person's yard on the corner. She's not, doesn't really want to engage with dogs that she doesn't know anything about. I, on the other hand, in my stupidity, I'm like, oh, it's a dog. I'm going to stick my hand out, paw him up. I'm going to pet the dog. He's going to sniff my hand. Well, instead of sniffing my hand, he decides he's going to take a chunk out of my forearm.
Oh, no. Yeah. Let me see. Is there still a scar?
Still the scar. It's still actually covered now because it's still healing. But
let me see. Let me see. Hold it up.
Well, I mean, you're not going to be able to see anything.
Oh, come on. I want to see.
It's just still
gash.
It's just still covered up.
January.
Right there,
so January 2nd, you got bit by a dog. A golden retriever dog.
I could show you a picture of it. So
of the bite or the dog?
Of the bite. So I had to get 12 stitches.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He ripped. So he latched on wouldn't let go. And so finally I was like, effing F. This dog's not letting go. So the owner's pulling the dog back and I'm pulling my arm the other way. It just tears like a little chunk of my skin down and it missed my main artery. My main artery was exposed. It just missed tearing that, in which case I would have been in really bad shape. if that had happened. But anyway, I said, your effing dog just bit me. And like nobody knew what really was. There's blood spewing everywhere. It looked like a murder scene. And yeah, so January 2nd.
I'm sorry that happened to you. I had no idea. I didn't even hear this. This was not even on any of the backstory threads that Janine read about. So I didn't even know this.
Yeah. So it's not pretty. It's still it's going to be like a little jagged little scar on my arm for the rest of my life. So
dogs are a very, very good judge of character.
Are you saying I'm a POS?
I'm just saying. I don't trust people that don't like dogs, and I trust every dog that doesn't like people. I'm just kidding, buddy. I'm sorry that happened to you, man. I'm sorry that happened to you. That's terrible.
Yeah, it sucked. And what are you
going
to do?
12 stitches?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like a this is it's like
a dog bite.
It looks like a dog's mouth that ripped skin. I mean, that's what it looks like. It's
imagine that.
Here, let me see if I can show.
I want to see a picture.
Let me see if I can find one here.
This is great radio. I tell you what. Oh, we're in video and radio these days. Who knows?
That's right. We're big time. Hold on.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. And when I was a little kid, I had a dog. I can't remember his name, but he ripped my babysitter's arm off.
There it is. Let's see. Can you?
No. Keep over a little bit more the other way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It got me. Ooh. See that right there in the middle?
Come back.
See the big vein right there? It almost got my vein right there. So
we could clip that with nail clippers. You bleed out in about 3 minutes.
I'd be done for.
That's terrible, dude. So let me ask you this: is there any calls to Farrah and Farrah?
No, it was a young couple. They felt bad.
You're not suing them. You're suing their insurance company.
Yeah, to be honest, though, I don't think they had insurance. They were.
What are you going to say?
They were barely. I was going to say they were barely 20. They probably lived with their parents. They did. We were all in shock. Like as soon as it happened, I was like, well, I guess I'm going to need to go get stitches. So I'm like, Sky, what do you do? Let's go get some stitches. And but they showed up to the hospital. Sky went and talked to them, and they were apologetic for sure. I guess they were both crying, and it is what it is. I didn't lose any feeling though. There's scar tissue under it, so it's going to be a big lump, out there. But what are you going to do? I can still move my hands and everything, so I'm good.
Scars are attractive to some women.
Not anybody I know.
I've got them all over me, so it's a good thing. So it's amazing the lengths some people will take to get out of going to a reveal party. It's amazing. I mean,
it's like I'm just going to let this dog bite me.
Yes, I mean you rub some sort of seasoning on your arm, and you said there's going to be a dog on the way, and I'm going to let him chew my arm off. I'm going to do that before I go to the reveal party. We're going to bust a balloon with a slingshot and reveal whether it's blue or pink. I don't even know. Come on, stop it.
Well, it's and so leading back to my story. No, I never made it to the reveal party. I can't remember. And I said, boy, it could have been a girl. I don't even remember anymore. Like the whole thing was
that would be awesome if Sky listens to this later and she goes, it wasn't a boy, it was a girl.
No, for sure. I'm definitely wrong in it's either a boy or a girl or the reveal, however they did it. I'm saying it wrong. Like something. I'm not getting the story right.
You had a 50-50 chance and you blew it by. But it was. Hey, I love the commitment. I love the commitment. You're going to get your arm almost ripped off to have to avoid going to a reveal party. I love it. I love that. Hey, Dan,
so we had this conversation as we were walking down, Rich. I said, what's the one thing that would get us out of going to this, right? Oh,
The
yeah.
one thing.
The next dog I see.
I love that. I love that. Dan, we talked about a couple weeks ago, or whenever we were on last, that I got some Roca glasses.
We did,
and
discuss
I know
that.
we're not sponsored by Roca, but I'll try on some of my glasses, the Rocas.
Those are slick. I like.
You like those? You like those?
I do. I'm a big fan.
You like those? Okay, I got these. So let's go another. We'll go more. A little bit bigger. I don't know about these.
Those I like the full black rims there a little bit better. Yeah, I like those.
So we got a tremendous discount by using the Stellar Endurance code on the Roca page, and they were very, very nominal for very high end glasses. For very, I played pickleball in these. They don't move around at all. They don't fog up. It's amazing. It really is. And this is my Roca commercial. If you're a member of Stellar Endurance, I don't know what we get off. I think it was 25% or something like that. And they already had a sale. It was very, very nominal. And I'm very happy with the Roca. They came in a couple of days. And yeah.
Well, good. I like it. And it's 30% off, Rich. And
it was 30% off. You're right.
Yeah. I like those. Those are really nice. Sky and I had this conversation because she has terrible eyesight, which is probably why we're still together. And
100%. I can see that.
She needs to get some glasses, and we had discussed doing the Roca ones. And so the glasses, if you don't mind me asking, how much were those sunglasses? How much were the glasses?
I think all said and done, they were under 200. With the frame and the prescription. I didn't get the progressive lenses, which they offer, and those would have jacked the price up another $100. I just got the farsightedness. So I have reading glasses I use, like if I was right now sitting here reading, but these, like driving and playing pickleball, I need glasses to see kind of farther away, and they were fantastic. They really are. And I want to say they were $189 or something like that each.
That's a great deal for those glasses.
Fantastic. Normally, just the frames are more than that,
No doubt. So when Sky she went online because she was going to order the glasses, and then she calls me and she goes, "Hey, I see these glasses. They were like 200. Let's just use 200." And she goes, "With my prescription." Because it's one eye is so much different than the other. When I added the prescription, the cost of the glasses went up $300.
Yeah, I think if you tried to get it into a progressive thing where I could use like one or the other, so they could see farsighted or whatever that is. I can't see far away. I don't know which one is which. So if I use one or the other, or if I add the progressive, it's probably what she did. And it uses both. It uses everything. It was considerably more. But I understand that. I didn't really need it for that. I have kind of readers I use for sitting at my desk. But it works out good for me. I think it was you talk about being a member of Stellar and you get 30% off. Hey, that's your membership fee right there. A couple pair of glasses.
No doubt about it. And shameless plug as you know, part owner of Stellar Endurance. We just went on for our 2022 membership drive. So if you were thinking about signing up or you're looking for a tri club in our area, just go to stellarendurance.us or you can check it out on the Facebook page. We do a $100 membership for the year and get you all the great things. Like, look at that, Rich. You would have got your membership back already just in your glasses. So
right there. I know Dan's not very good at plugging his deal. He and Sky Johnson put together a very, very good organization. I don't know how many years, been doing 10 years, right, Dan?
This is the 11th year.
11th year. Very good organization. If you're interested in triathlon, if you're interested in endurance sports, get in touch with Sky Johnson. She's a great coach. And I tell you what, if you don't know what your New Year's resolution is going to be, if you don't know what you want to do for the New Year's, get in touch with Sky. She will start you and get you plugged into a training program that's going to be coming up here shortly. That's a beginner's training program. And I think in May they have a beginner's triathlon, and maybe 6 weeks out from when you start with her. And I tell you what, we talked about Augusta, Georgia. Augusta, Georgia is September 25th this year. It's Augusta 70.3. She will have you plugged in and working and have you doing a 70.3 Ironman by the end of September. I promise you, she's done it hundreds of times. If you have any interest in doing that, check out Try with Sky. Check out Stellar Endurance. I know Dan doesn't like to plug his stuff, but I do. I don't care. The kits, Dan, I got to tell you, the kits are fire this year, dude. The kits are fire. I love them. I think they're fantastic.
Thank you, sir. We went back and forth a lot on what we were going to do, and I was originally going to do 2 kits, and Sky said no, Dan, keep it simple. So we went with that. Yeah, I'm happy with how they turned out. I think they look pretty slick.
So where can they find that Stellar Endurance? If they're looking,
you can go to stellarendurance.us. If you want to check out everything that the team has to offer, the discounts of all our amazing partners that we have, check out the kits that we have, our team races that we have. They're up for 2022. We haven't listed the tri-camp that Mr. Average Joel Strickland is going to be hosting for us, but everything else, or you can go on the Facebook page, Stellar Endurance, and you can check out all the information regarding getting signed up for 2022. We do have a limited, because the uniform situation is so insane right now, and we've talked to so many people about kits. We went with Veneto again this year, but it is amazing trying the supply chain woes that everybody has right now. And, they ship all the stuff out of Italy. So they're still a little bit quicker on their turnaround times, but it's amazing. The cost of everything has gone up exponentially over the course of the past year. I mean, it's just absolutely insane, but we're going to keep those kits on for the next 2 weeks. So if you want a kit, we got to do a short turnaround on those to make sure we can get them back in time for the first race of the season. So
they won't be here for their first race. You'll have to drive to
man,
Tennessee.
We may be driving to hell. Where the hell were we going? Freaking!
I think we were going to
South Carolina or somewhere.
I don't know, like Nashville or something. I thought we were going to like Nashville or to pick them up.
We were literally going somewhere that was going to be like a 12-hour drive for the small opportunity that we'd be able to get those kits out of customs. We would have come home empty-handed.
Yeah, we've told that story before. I think we were standing in the lobby at Podfest, the first Podfest we went to. We were standing in the lobby, and there were some problems with FedEx, and they were in this one FedEx hub and couldn't get to this other FedEx hub. And there was a race coming up. We were trying to, Dan, this is how much he loves the team. He was literally saying, we're dropping everything. We're leaving. I think we were going to Nashville. I think we were driving to Nashville, Tennessee. For some reason, it was
going to be an 8 or 9 hour drive.
Yeah, we were leaving Orlando. We were standing there getting ready to have a good time in Orlando at Podfest. And you're like, no, we might have to go. Let's go. That's a commitment Dan has. I think, he's very deep poo-poos all this kind of talk, but I appreciate it.
I enjoy Rich. I enjoy the team. And, like I said, I always want to perform my best and sometimes I don't. And, obviously there's been a lot of times. It was funny earlier this year. I'm like, man, I can't even remember last time I crossed the finish line. But I enjoy watching everybody else cross finish lines. I really enjoy the team camaraderie and the team is whatever you make it. If you want to just show up or get a kit and just show up at a race every once in a while and you don't want to do anything else, so be it. But if you want to be involved with everything, man, team, not just our team, any tri club out there, I mean, it's a special thing to do. So if you are in the community, definitely, reach out local and don't go to USAT because I've noticed I'm going to bag on USAT right now because they really suck right now. I mean, I think we've mentioned a few times that USAT is terrible, but like their website, man, like, so you have to register as a tri club every single year. Right now, you can't even sign up right now for your tri club. And if you are a prospective triathlete looking to join a tri club right now, if you typed in your zip code, it doesn't show you any tri clubs. So
you think that would be easy? You think that would
Yes.
be easy?
Yes.
You're in this geographic zone. We can put you together. We can plug you in to Stellar Endurance in Northeast Florida. We can do
Yes.
that.
They can't. They can't do anything right. And
who's in charge of USAT?
Rocky.
Rocky?
Hey,
Is that Rocky Harris?
Yeah. Yo, Adrian.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That really is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. That's embarrassing. That should be a easy, fundamental thing to do.
It is
easy.
One of the easiest. And this is so, and Sky has to re-up her insurance every year through USAT for her training. So she's been trying to get that done for like a month now. Can't get anybody to call her back. Keeps calling, keeps emailing. Finally, they emailed her back and they say, oh, hey, you need to re-up your CPR certification, but we're not going to tell you how to re-up your insurance. She's like, I mean, and Sky, to her, she's always like, oh, give them the benefit of the doubt, Dan. They went through a platform upgrade. They're doing this. No, what the hell? Just get the shit done, USAT. Come on, man.
Down a lot of those organizations, you see it in every organization, not just triathlon. I see it in pickleball. Downstream, their support for the people that are actually on the ground doing something. Dan, you've talked about this multiple times. You are the first stage that people come to. You as a team, a small team, they come to you, they want to do triathlon, but their downhill support from the big organizations is terrible. It's terrible on any sport and any level.
Yes, for sure. When you have people on the ground, willing to do your work for you, 100%. Literally do the work 100%. For you, and you can't keep them happy, you have big issues. And for the people that are running tri clubs, like we talked to, he's going to remain nameless, but Sky was talking to someone the other day, and they were saying tri clubs are dropping like flies right now. And they said teams that have been around for years, because you don't make a lot of money doing it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of the grind that, it's not a full-time job for people. So you do it on the side, and, it gets old after a while. And this gentleman was saying, like, even in our area, in Florida and in Southeast, like big tri clubs that have been around forever are just like, we're done. We're not doing this anymore. And they're going by the wayside. And it has to do with all the work that you put in. There's no infrastructure to help you. Like USAT should be helping all these teams, and they don't. I mean, they just make it harder to get stuff done.
Would you say they don't know where their bread is buttered?
They don't know at all. I don't even.
I think
if you asked USAT what their mission is, I don't even think they could give you what their mission statement is. I know it's written down somewhere, but I don't think they actually know.
They do know, but it might not be what is most beneficial to the masses.
No. I mean, are they an insurance company? Are they the international organization for triathlon? Are they creating the guidelines and the protocols and everything? What do they do? Are they membership driven? Like, they have no clue. They like dabble in things here and there, but they don't really know what they need to do to be successful.
Did you ever hear from Bill Christie about you being the director of marketing for class?
No, man. I went on vacation. I got sick with COVID. I had a dog bite me. I've been out of the loop.
His email is probably in your spam box, because and I say this truthfully, Dan, you have had your finger on the pulse of triathlon for as long as most. I mean, not many people more. You talk about triathlon teams that just kind of go by the wayside. You ran Stellar Endurance for the last 10, 11 years. Your ideas are cutting edge, and if they could put anybody in their plug anybody in their organization, it couldn't be a better person than you. And so I was expecting him to email you about you being director of marketing for him.
Well, I guess
he probably couldn't afford you, though. I mean, I think he's only a billionaire. So,
well, it'd be close then.
Is he a billionaire? Do you think he's a billionaire?
No, his wife was probably up there though.
I mean, she owns like a third of NASCAR. So I guess if you're married to her, maybe was a billionaire. If my wife had $1 billion, if my wife had $1 billion, I'd be a billionaire. I promise you that.
I don't know. Would you have signed a prenup? She would have made you sign a prenup.
She definitely would have. She's smart. She's smart. She knows she could kick me to the curb and just say, "I'm taking my $1 billion." What else you got? Hey, did you watch any football? Can we talk football?
Oh my God, this might have been one of the greatest weekends of football I have ever seen in my entire life.
It was incredible. I didn't watch any on Saturday. I watched 1.5 games on Sunday. So the Sunday games, I know that you're a big, New England Patriots fan, and Tom Brady defected and went to the Bucs. And you've expressed that you're not a Tom Brady fan. You're a Patriots fan, but I know that it pained you last night or yesterday afternoon at the end of the game. I know that it pained you watching him do. He did Tom Brady. They were down like 27-3 or 24-3 or something like that. And he did what Tom Brady does. He came back, he tied the game, and then they gave the Rams too much time. They gave them 36 seconds, and you can't give a team 36 seconds because they're gonna score.
Apparently not. They literally, the Bucs were dead to rights. I never say this, when Tom Brady was on the Patriots and I turned the sky, I will watch, even if they're getting blown out. I am watching every second of every game because you never know, right? That's what I always tell everybody. And they're always like, Dan, you always have so much faith. I said, I just believe that things are going to happen. So for the first time, there was 4 minutes left in that game, Rich. And I turned to Sky and I said, if Tom Brady was playing for the Patriots, I would never say this, but I think they are dead right now. I think this game is over. And then what does he do? He does fucking Tom Brady shit.
He does Tom Brady shit. He definitely did Tom Brady shit. But there's something else weird that goes on. I mean, there was fumbles and turnovers, and you're like, how do they even fumble in this situation? How they turn the ball over here? How does this even happen? How are we even here? How does he even have the opportunity to do this? And it just kind of falls into place. And some deal he wrote with somebody that along the line. But that was a fantastic ending of the game. I kind of felt bad for him, to be honest with you. I'm not a big Tom Brady fan. I was kind of felt bad for him at the end because he did what he was supposed to do. What did you think? Do you think they ever go for 2 at the end there and try to just win the game?
Oh, man,
I guess
no. See where they were at you got to play it by how the game is going. They had all the momentum in the world at the end. If it went to overtime, legitimately 100%, Tom Brady and the Bucs would have won. There is no doubt in my mind. All they had to do was get that 36 seconds, and they played such lax defense. And good on Matthew Stafford, man. It's I couldn't believe he drove him down and got that. But good on him.
How do you let that guy get behind you though?
There is. So
you tackle him. You tackle him.
I saw Bruce Arians say it was supposed to be an all-out blitz. A couple of the people didn't blitz, and they left him open. I mean, obviously, that guy was wide open. Well, I mean, you should never be able to complete a 40-yard pass with 10 seconds left in the game. No. It just shouldn't happen.
You tackle him at the line of scrimmage if you have to. And the late game yesterday was just it was a ho-hum game, apparently. I went to bed at 14-14 at halftime. And didn't watch the rest of it, but apparently it was an incredible game too. The Kansas City Chiefs.
You missed. I don't know, like this much excitement.
Apparently, Kansas City Chiefs won 42-36 in overtime against the Buffalo Bills. Just a spectacular game, I guess.
That was probably one of the greatest back and forth games I've ever seen in my life, and I was cheering for the Bills. They're in the AFC East, I guess. They beat the Patriots. I don't know. Maybe I just really didn't want to see the Chiefs back in the AFC Championship again. Probably how everybody kind of feels about the Patriots over the course of years. But, whatever. Yeah. But I also appreciate watching greatness and people doing great things. So it was in the last 1 minute and 47 seconds of the game, there's 25 points scored in a minute and 47 seconds. It was, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And then when, so they drive down, they score. The Chiefs come back and score. The Bills go ahead. And with 13 seconds left, you would think you got the team beat, right? They got to drive all the way down the field. They're on the 25-yard line of their own, on their own half of the field. They have 13 seconds to get somewhere in field goal range. That game's over.
Sure.
That game is over.
They're taking a knee.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable that they 20-yard pass to Tyreek Hill, and then they hit Travis Kelce right over the middle. Boom, another 30 yards, and they're in for overtime. Unbelievable. And then again, just as you say with Brady, you go to overtime. Whoever literally got the ball first was going to win that game. Either team would have scored a touchdown. They annihilated each other's defenses. They were on those defenses were so tired by the end of the game. It was, they could have done whatever. The offenses could have done whatever they wanted to. And inevitably, KC marched down the field and scored a touchdown. And good on them, man. 4 AFC championship games in a row. Like, hey, kudos to you. You just said, yeah, it still runs through us to get there. So it'll be exciting. I'll be interested to see how the Cincinnati Bengals play against them. And, I always say that I love watching greatness. And it's one of those things. I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan. Like, I should be, because I love watching people perform at the highest level. I just don't like watching him. Like, nothing about him excites me.
Yeah, I saw a stat the other day was said something about Tom Brady's 36-14 in postseason, and Aaron Rodgers 11-10 or 10-11, and it was like, don't compare the two. Don't compare the two, Yeah. And that's a point well taken. You start looking at stats like that. How are they doing in the postseason? Yeah, I like Aaron Rodgers. I like but that definitely puts things in perspective.
So they said there was a funny stat, and it said over the past, I think it was 10 years, that Aaron Rodgers has played in the NFC for 10 years. Tom Brady has played in the 2 years, and Tom Brady had more home wins than Aaron Rodgers did in the last 10 years. It is. It's not even close. Like, you want to take regular season stats, hey, fine, but I'm never choosing anybody else to win me a game. Now, if you had to choose now, man, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen put on a show. They put on a freaking show.
I wouldn't bet against Mahomes. I'm not betting against Mahomes.
That was fun. But if you said, Dan, you have 2 minutes to win a game, you could either have Mahomes or Brady. I'm still going to take Brady.
I would probably agree with that sentiment, Dan. I definitely would agree with that sentiment. And I'm not a big fan, but he's a winner. He's a winner. Hey, one thing I did want to talk about that we didn't touch on, I want to talk about real quick, and we're going to wrap this up here shortly. We'll keep it about an hour. Is the Jekyll Island half and full was canceled due to the weather. They canceled. I don't know if you recall that a couple weeks ago. Jekyll Island was having their half and their full, and they canceled it 2 days before because of the weather. And the weather was supposed to be wind and rain. And I thought it was incredibly short-sighted for the race.
Yeah, I think they were looking at the wind as the factor. I mean, the wind legitimately was supposed to blow 35, 40 miles an hour. Like, it was going to be a tough day out there. And obviously,
so this is a running race, not a bike race.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Okay. So I know. So people can run in the wind. There's no danger.
Would you want to?
Would I want to? No, but no, but you don't cancel the race because it's not something I'd want to do. No, I thought that was very short-sighted. I thought the Jekyll Island, I thought that was a travesty of justice there. Let people make the decision on their own. Nobody's getting hurt. They might get cold and they might get wet, but nobody's going to get hurt in this. Let them have the opportunity to race if they want to race.
Yeah, it's and again, I don't claim to know ins and outs of what went into it. I think they probably looked at the sheer amount of rain that was supposed to fall, the wind, think about the sponsors, tents, everything that we're going to end up obviously in the ocean. Nothing was going to be left strapped down on there. And then, yeah, I mean, it's always tough. And again, we always talk about it. You got to have safety. I mean, I know they were running on some boardwalks that when they're wet were very slick, and Again, I'm just speculating. I have no idea. But yeah.
So anytime those boardwalks get wet, they're going to cancel the race.
I don't, Rich. I don't have any answers.
I don't know.
You.
I just thought
I love that race. And you know what?
It's fantastic.
You know what the sad thing was? So Sky had she had her run group. They were all scheduled to go up and do that Jekyll Island race. So obviously that was very disappointing for her people because I saw some of them ended up running some virtual running races and stuff. And clearly that's just not as fun. So, and Average Joel chimes in and says, well, of course they ran the race down at Shark Bite down in New Smyrna. And they probably had about the same amount of conditions. So
exactly.
And yeah, I mean, it's, again, if it comes down to safety, I don't fault the race directors. I think they're going to do the best interest. I mean, they're the ones that have lost all the money going into it because it's all sunk cost going directly into that. But I saw, obviously, like I said, Joel alluded to the Shark Bite half marathon, which is probably one of my favorite early season races to go out and to do. That half marathon. It's just a fun course. It is very well attended. They give you the biggest medal you can ever imagine. I think Joel probably put that around his neck and probably had neck pain for like 3 days after that. But the whole atmosphere and vibe down there is absolutely amazing. So 2 early season races that should go on for the most part. But Jekyll Island, if you ever have the opportunity to go up there, small island, it's very fun to run around there and hang out. And obviously down in New Smyrna as well. Such a great place to go down and race. And it's relatively flat, except for there's a bridge that you go over. I want to say it's probably about mile 6.5, somewhere around there. But the last time I ran that, came over the bridge, I thought I was okay. You take this right-hand turn and you just run, it's like straight down A1A, and then you have to turn around, and inevitably you have a headwind coming back. So the last like 3 miles of that race is always a little bit tough just to get to the finish line, but you're always happy when you get there, and the party's great and the beer flows. So yeah, if you ever have an opportunity to go do either one of those races, highly recommend both of them.
We were at the Jekyll Island race a few years ago, and it was one of the coldest days on the planet. It really was. It was so cold. I don't know if you were there. I feel like you were. I don't recall. That might have been the first day I met you, and your car broke down. I had to get you AAA.
You did. Yeah, that was the first.
That wasn't the coldest day, though. That wasn't the cold day, was it? No. A different year.
That was like a training year, or maybe we did the Jekyll Island triathlon there or whatnot. But yeah, I remember the year. I want to say it was 2018, and it was like 34 degrees, and so Sky's running the marathon. Like all of her girls are running the marathon. I ran the 10K. So I'm sweating, done. And then I'm waiting like 3 hours for everybody to finish, just freezing. Like, dear God, just finish this.
I remember that. That was that year. And I think Sky qualified for Boston at that race.
That's kind of a sore subject. So she ran and I hope she doesn't mind me. I hope she doesn't mind me telling the story. She qualified for Boston, but it was the year that they said, "Oh, you can qualify, but you can only sign up if you run it under X amount of minutes." Under her time, and so she ran it, I think it was like 4 minutes under whatever she had to run, and inevitably didn't get in. So that's she's probably going to hate that I brought that up, because it's
I think we actually talked about this at the time. It's at some point in time we actually talked about this before, so I think you're off the hook. We've conversed about this.
I'll find out later tonight, Rich.
I remember that being a sore subject now. I think I'm going to crawl in a hole.
Thanks for bringing that up. I'm very glad.
Thank you. Dan, do you have 3 questions?
I got a couple. How about that?
I got a couple too.
Okay, let me go first. What do you think this just happened down in the Republic of Sakha in Russia? And what do you think it went for the coldest marathon? What do you think the temperature was there?
Well, have you ever been to the Republic of Sakha?
It sounds cold.
It sounds cold, man. It sounds cold. The Republic of Sakha is known as having one of the coldest marathon races on the planet. So I'm going to say the Republic of Sakha, the average temperature for that day was 3 degrees.
It's not. It's not even in the same ballpark. It was a run. It says, I'm just going to read the headline. It goes, a runner looks at a photographer after taking part in the international world's coldest marathon at minus 53 degrees.
Minus 53 degrees in the Republic of Sakha.
Who's signing up for that? B, how can you feel anything when you finish?
Some people are made differently than me. Some people are definitely made different. No.
Is Average Joel running that?
No. He has very clean fingernails. He doesn't, he keeps things tight. He's definitely not doing that. He's not. Is he listening?
Yeah.
Oh, can you see people that are listening?
No, only if they type something on the right-hand side can I see.
Oh, are you on the Facebook?
Facebook, on here? Facebook and YouTube, yeah. Okay, you don't see it? You don't see it hop up on the side?
No, I just see us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a little chat section up on that right-hand side.
So. No, I'm just here on StreamYard. Maybe if I logged in, I don't know. Are you logged in? I don't know. No, I'm just on the StreamYard site that we have.
Yeah, I'm on StreamYard and I'm in. So maybe it's because I set up the meeting. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. Anyway, I'm logged in as a guest. I'm a guest.
Gotcha. Yeah. So anybody that reaches out or shoots us a little IM, I can see on there. So
nice. I like that.
Yeah. Joel said there's no way in hell I'm doing that race.
No, definitely not. Hey, so we talked about Ironman Augusta 70.3 Maine, correct? And we already know there's Ironman Augusta 70.3 in Georgia. So that's 2. We know of 2 different cities in the United States that are named Augusta. If they want to have a race, Ironman 70.3 in every city in the United States named Augusta, how many more races do we have to have?
Oh, this is a good one.
Thank you. So basically, my question is, how many Augustas are there in the United States?
How many Augustas are there? And we're already taking the 2, Augusta, Georgia, and Augusta.
Yeah,
Maine,
we could subtract those if you want to really get to the nitty gritty.
I'm going to say there are 5 additional races.
You would be short.
Am I in the ballpark?
I mean, you're as much in the ballpark as my 3 degrees up against minus 53. So it's the same kind of differential, maybe a little bit less. There's 20 cities in the United States named Augusta. So there's 18 more races for Ironman to fill the docket of Ironman 70.3 Augustus. We need 18 more cities to get on board. I think it should be an all Augusta 70.3 year where they just had 20 races in all cities named Augusta.
What do you happen to know? And I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you happen to know the states that the Augustas are in?
I had it when I looked it up, but I don't have it now.
I'm just curious. Is there one like in a godforsaken place that nobody would want to go to?
Probably. The one in Georgia. It's called. That's amazing. Oh, that made me cry. That's a terrible. That's a terrible.
You know what?
Place.
Nobody would go. I mean, outside of the Masters, nobody's going there for anything. But that's a really fun race to do, and that city is actually pretty fun. But if you never went there for the race, you'd never be like, Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to go to Augusta, Georgia.
You're absolutely correct, and I say that in jest. It's a fun town, and it's a great race, and I say that in jest. But you're correct. I mean, there's no other reason to go there besides the the Masters or Ironman Augusta 70.3 Georgia. So there's an Augusta, Georgia, Augusta, Arkansas, Augusta, Illinois, Augusta, Kansas, Kentucky, Maine, which we just talked about. So there's quite a plethora of Augustas.
That's I don't know. Augusta, Arkansas does not really sound very exciting for me.
Yeah, I've never spent much time in Arkansas. New York, Maine. There's one in Sicily though. That would be fun. Illinois. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like it. All Augusta all the time.
Yeah. All Augusta races. So that's what I have. So 20 cities in the United States named Augusta.
Gotcha. I read this article on Triathlete Magazine, and it was saying the 10 best runner books to get you excited. Would you read a book about running and be like, "F yeah, I'm excited now"? That's
100%. 100%.
Really?
I would read the Jim Fix book.
What about like they listed Chariots of Fire as like one of those?
Oh, a running book, like
Yeah.
I got you. I thought you meant like a how-to book or something. Jim Fix, right?
No, enlighten me.
You don't know who Jim Fix is? He wrote like The Art of Running or something, and I'm sure my father's read it dozens of times, and he probably was in the 80s. And how did Mr. Jim Fix die? He was the godfather of the running boom in the 80s. He wrote this book, something about running, and everybody started running. That's how the running boom took off. And Jim Fix died of a heart attack while he was running.
Gotcha. A, did he have a mullet? And B, how short were his shorts? I mean, those
real short. Dude, my dad's got a picture of himself in the short, like blown up picture. My dad was a really good runner. He's in really good shape, but he has this picture of himself blown up in his office right now. He's going to bust my nuts for saying this, but he's got the shortest shorts on. He's ripped. I got to admit, he's ripped, but his shorts are way too short.
Are they 3 inches or shorter?
3 is double. They're just, oh, geez.
Wow. It's not leaving much to the imagination if they're less than 3 inches.
Well, he's a Parks. He doesn't have much to the imagination. We're good. So there's not much, it's just.
Oh, yeah. Those are short shorts.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It all fits.
Oh, man.
Jeez, what are you talking about, man?
I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
I don't either.
So, go ahead. You got another question for me, or?
I do. Hey, the city with the most common city name in the United States. What do you think that would be?
Let's go with Springfield.
Springfield. I thought that would be it's Franklin. Franklin.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think that's right. I think Wikipedia's a liar.
Yeah, that doesn't sound.
So Jim Fix wrote a book called The Complete Book of Running in 1977, and it launched the running boom. And it wasn't called running; it was called jogging. And he passed away from a heart attack in 1984 while jogging. He would smoke a cigarette after every round.
It's a silent J.
Jogging. He liked to smoke cigarettes and run.
Oh man, that's my last one for you. And this came from, there's this website called WTF Fun Fact. So I don't know if these are actually true or not, but I thought I'd give you one of these. What year did Eggo waffles originally come out?
1953.
What? How the hell did you get that on the nose?
I'm smart. I'm a smart guy. Is it 1953?
It's 1953. You
That's
said
amazing.
that like you had researched that.
I said it with conviction. If you say it with conviction, it must be true.
But you also said it within like 2 seconds of me asking you the question.
It just seems like the appropriate year for Eggo waffles, 1953. Hey, I think I gave you a bad information. I don't know where I got Franklin. That doesn't even sound right. So Washington is the most popular city name in the United States. City in town. There's 88 different cities and towns throughout the country named Washington. It takes first place. Number 2. Quite a ways behind is Springfield, which has 41 cities and towns named Springfield.
That's not bad.
Number 3 on the list is Franklin.
Okay, so Springfield was number 2.
Springfield was number 2. That's pretty good. Not as good as me saying 1953 for Eggo waffles.
I agree. I'm flabbergasted that
was epic.
You got 1953. I mean, that's
you nailed one on the nose a while ago. It's been a long time that I can't remember what it was. You nailed one that was just as good as that. So I think we're probably even there.
All right. I'll call it even on that. Hey, so real quick on this WTF fun fact. It says in the early 1990s, cyclists who doped at the Tour de France used so much EPO that they had to exercise throughout the night to help prevent heart attacks in their sleep. You think that's true or not?
No. I mean, well, it depends. What do you consider exercise?
I don't know. I'm only reading. I have no idea. Again, I don't think that's true. That seems like an enormous amount of EPO that you would have to take.
What is EPO? I don't in performance enhancing and what is
yes, that's it's the what you inject in to allow more oxygen into your
so is it like white blood cells or red blood cells or something like that?
White blood cells, I think. Again, I'm not an expert on EPO, but I don't.
I'm an expert on Eggos, though.
You are an expert on Eggos.
Who would have thought?
I'm gonna try to. So you don't think you don't think there's any.
No, they weren't exercising throughout the night. They were tired, dude. They've been riding for 6-8 hours. I don't care.
It says so. The source from this was saying it was from the New Yorker. I don't know.
What does that mean? The guy who wrote for the New Yorker?
No,
can't lie.
No, the article came from the New Yorker. I don't know. When I think of the New Yorker, I think they wouldn't lie about something like that.
Yeah, you're so cute.
All right. Did you give me 3 or what?
No, I gave you 2. That's all I had. I think I had 2, and that's enough. I thought my questions were pretty poignant for what we talked about. They built on top of each other. I wish I would have had one more, but I didn't. Maybe next time.
I'll give you one more.
Let's go.
Is Rocky Harris ever going to come back on our show?
If he listens to our show, which he says he does, I don't think he will. I don't think there's any upside for him to be on our show. I think
we give him a platform to be able to tell us that we're wrong and prove us wrong. So go ahead. We welcome you to come back on. Rocky.
Well, hey, send an email. Text him right now, and we'll ask him.
I will.
I still have his number in my. I think I still have his number in my phone. I'll text Rocky Harris. Say, Panda Dan wants to know if you're coming back on the show. We didn't. Right. I noticed we didn't get an invite. Did they have an endurance exchange last year? They didn't have it, did they?
They did not have it last year
because of the COVID.
Yep. They did a virtual.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. They did an online thing. We weren't invited to that.
No, we were not. That was a one and done. I guess we're paying contributors from now on. But we got to do our podcast from the 500 room in Daytona, which was better.
How's base performance doing?
Good, I guess. I mean, I'm sure there's probably facing some struggles that everybody else is doing. I mean,
I was just wondering. Hadn't heard from them in a while.
I mean, and again, I I like Matt. I don't know anything about his business model or anything, but I mean, I'm sure not having races has probably not been good for his product, though.
Sure.
I'm just going to say that.
Sure.
I mean,
100%.
again, I don't know, and again, it also hurts. Like every club or uniform manufacturer out there, we didn't order uniforms last year, and probably a lot of other people didn't as well. I mean,
Sure.
When we ordered our kits in 2020, they were still brand new in 2021. That we didn't need new kits. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, it's what we faced back then.
I still have one in plastic in there, and it'll probably stay in plastic, but whatever. Anybody needs a new kit in medium, I got you. Hit me up.
I don't know. Did he erase Augusta in that?
No, I think I got a new one since then, so I don't think it's been worn.
Gotcha. I really like that. I really like that jacket, Rich. I'm jealous that you have that. That thing looks sweet.
You have a black one though.
I do. It doesn't look as good as that one though.
I like this. I think it's the second time I've worn it, and I like it. Worked out well today.
I do. I like it. Well, it's good to have you back. It's good to have you back, buddy. Let's not go 5 weeks before we do this again. That's
promise.
I missed you.
Missed you too, buddy. Missed you too. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We really do appreciate you guys. And again, any interest in getting involved with triathlon, check out Stellar Endurance, check out Try with Sky, and I promise you will not be disappointed.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We will be back soon. We don't know when, but you'll be sure to know.
See you, Dan.
See you, man.